Now, when we were creating our virtual machine, one of the options that we had was to have a script run after deployment. So if we go under creation under the advanced tab, there are two options here. One is a virtual machine extension and the other is called Cloud Init, which is used for Linux. Now, why would you want a script to run after deployment? Well, when you run a Windows image from the marketplace, well, all you're getting is an empty Windows server. Remember when we created this machine and we remoted into it, under the Windows button, there's no programs installed, just the default Windows ones. And so that's pretty useless to us as an organization. We need there to have IIS installed. We need to copy our files, pull them from GitHub, put them in the right spot, configure IIS, and open the ports and all those sort of wonderful things. So there is a deployment that needs to happen. And this is done using basically a virtual machine extension. And if in Linux, it's done using Cloud Init. I'm going to cancel out of this and go back to the VM that we created. So we're going to go under settings, under extensions. And we can see that we've already had a couple of extensions installed, the monitoring one, diagnostics. And so this is all around things that we did in the last video, but these are not the extensions that we need. We need the PowerShell extension. So we say add and we scroll down here and you'll see the custom script extension. Now this is a tool that will allow you to remotely execute PowerShell scripts onto an Azure VM. And so we're going to say create. Now we do need to deploy the PowerShell file. It'll be downloaded into the VM and be executed on the VM, and we can pass in optional arguments. And so this would be when we were deploying it, how to do a setup, but this could also be some sort of regular maintenance. We could set this up as an automation job. Once this extension has been installed, it basically will run PowerShell scripts. And so we're going to do this using custom script extension. If we go down into operations and we can go under run command, we can see that this is maybe a more user-friendly way of doing a number of things remotely, including run PowerShell script. And we can even, write a PowerShell script in the box here and have it run on the virtual machine that, so I can say PS version table, PS version. And that would be like a type of script that we can then run remotely. Now, this isn't going to do anything for us, but if we had downloading files from GitHub and copying files and et cetera, this is one way that we can basically instantiate a virtual machine before it's ready to be used.